Hello and welcome back to the Chattercade podcast, where we discuss media in the forms of discussions and reviews. I'm your host, Drinking Tom Shoes, and today I'm joined by my good pal, Mr. Bad Quality Bear, almost a Geeky Bear. It's just one of those things where it's just embedded in your brain for so many fucking years.
Hello, I am Mr. Geeky Bear, also known as Bad Quality Bear.
Also Alex. Yeah.
Hello.
Obviously, I had you on a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about the Arrowverse, and basically we spent a long time fucking discussing that universe and its flaws and its positives and just a lot of the stuff about it. And of course, one of our topics we were going to talk about that day, obviously we had multiple topics, and one of the ones we put aside to do that one is one we're going to cover today, which is talking about obviously growing, obviously what's the word I'm after here? Like audience is the word I'm after. I think you put it as.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I think that's the way you put it in the message before. It was like growing an audience on YouTube / obviously Twitch, since obviously
and TikTok. I mean, there's TikTok as well.
Yeah,
you know.
But obviously, technically, a lot of that spans from the content you're making on these two platforms.
I mean, yeah and no.
Or you're just making actual individual stuff now that's specifically designed for.
I used to do like purely just TikTok videos for TikTok itself before making the TikTok for my Twitch streams, YouTube streams, you know. So I mean that's also another thing. But if you don't want to talk about TikTok, it's fine.
But I'm guessing you've moved now fully.
Just to pure clips, yeah.
Just clips, yeah. That's what I mean. So obviously, I know. As I say, at one point, I do remember actually doing stuff that was just, you know, as I'm going to say, random. That actually isn't linked to anything. But obviously, at the moment, if you're getting an audience from that, it's because you're building it from what you're doing on obviously Twitch, which then you then converted back into YouTube, because obviously, first, obviously, I'm going back 4 years now. I'm going back a long time now. COVID, obviously, you started streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
I obviously joined you, had my own Twitch channel, and we kind of tried to unite on YouTube with obviously. Yeah. I think I was uploading the clips. Obviously, not the clips. Obviously, there's the cut downs of what we did.
Onto the Dragon and Bear channel.
Yeah, which obviously was there for. It's died. Yes, now it is a dead channel now, but it's still got some content on there, old content that's still worth checking out. But obviously, we spanned that off technically into our own fully focused channels near enough.
Yeah.
We still kept that going. It was one of those ones where we kept it going just because we'd started we started the Pokemon series on there, and we're just like, okay, we're going to stick with reviews on this show. These obviously team up reviews, but of course that's eventually just spanned into just moving that into obviously my channel. And I say over 4 years, I know you were early on releasing stuff on YouTube. Now you transition more into Twitch. Obviously that's your starting point, and then obviously now you've gone and dual streaming with Twitch and YouTube. To obviously try and grow both platforms up. I know obviously I'm at some point hoping to get back into Twitch streaming, because as I say, I did it early on, dropped off, and when I was considering back into it, I kind of switched more into YouTube live rather than Twitch streaming, just because at the time my thoughts were on building my channel up, which is obviously what I've been doing over these past 4 years. I've been building it up, trying to get some level of audience, and you know, it's one of those ones where, you know yourself, if you're not mainstream, it's one of those ones where it's going to take its time, and it is for both of us. It's taking its time, but I feel like where we're at now, we are at a point where we actually are building a bit more of an audience. I mean, I'm spotting quite a few comments every now and again on my videos, and I'm responding to them. Obviously, your streams have got people checking in, and obviously you've got links now to other people who stream, and that's a cool, obviously, point. Yeah, it's took 4 years for us to really get to this sort of level of point, but it's one of those things where when you start building the audience, it's one of those confidence boosters I find, because you just like early on you're like, am I just doing this because it's, you know, am I just doing it for the fun of it? Which, to be fair, it is. You're doing it for the fun. You're doing it to your spare time. You got nothing else to do. You're doing it for fun. But when you do start getting that audience viewing, say from YouTube, Twitch, or I say even when you're putting these posts on Instagram, TikTok, when you're getting some level of viewership popping up, it's like, you know, kind of like a pat on the back. Like it is a confidence booster, I find. Because I mean, I spoke to you recently. I sent you that screenshot of another YouTube channel. That obviously commented on like a short I put out like a year ago, but they only recently commented on it, and they were like, "Oh, this is crazy." Cause it was like a glitch in a game, which for obviously people you don't know, it's a glitch in the game Until Dawn, not the remastered, the original Until Dawn, where basically my character I was playing as at the time, which was a character called Mike, who was in like an abandoned like asylum type place. And I was walking around. I mean, I'm scared out of my brain right now because it's dark. I was like, so I'm scared out of my brain. I'm walking around, and the camera sort of pans around, and as it pans around, my middle body just disappears. So it's just a spine down the middle. So you got my upper body, my jacket's still on, the jacket's still on, but you can see there's nothing there. And it's just like a spine keeping obviously the legs and the upper body moving. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm just there confused out of my brains right now.
You'll have to show me this clip.
I was just like, what the hell? And me obviously talking over it at the time was just like, I'm pretty certain Mike's dead right now. Like, there's no way you're coming back from just being this spine, unless you're the spine from SpongeBob, and that you know, you're gonna come back from that. But I was just like, what the hell? And obviously, out of nowhere, I had this message of, oh, this is crazy. Can I use this clip? Obviously, I'll put all obviously, what's the word I'm after here? Like acknowledgement, obviously that's your clip. Credit, that's the word I'm after. I don't know what. It's an easier word than acknowledgement, and for some reason that slipped out my mind. It showed.
It's always the words that you want to use, you can never think of.
But you think of something that's overcomplicated. That's the exact same word, but overcomplicated. The thing that you probably shouldn't think of. But, you know, I mean, we did say before recording that our brains aren't switched on right now. But yeah, and they're like, oh, can I use this and give you credit? I was like, go for it. I'm sure, why not? And obviously there was like this back and forth little messaging chain. Obviously, like I'll let you know when it obviously is done. Obviously, I got a message. I think it was either last night or this morning. It might have been during the early hours. Obviously, on the comments saying obviously video's done. It timestamps like the segment it's part of, which is like the back end of the video. I was like, and it was like check your mentions and stuff like that on YouTube. And obviously, I checked this out. And I went to the part of the video. I was like, hey, obviously it wasn't the full short. It was like the start of the first part of it, because obviously the short does drag a bit of me going, what the, me being just confused. So it's made this the first part of the short, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And obviously, even obviously in the description of this video, because I actually went to the video and everything, and it obviously has my channel's name. I was like, that's pretty cool. Obviously, it's took me 4 years to link up with a channel that isn't one of us.
Yeah.
But that to me was like pretty cool. It's like a sense of accomplishment, because obviously someone's noticed my content. Like, that's cool. Can I use that? I was like,
that's good.
That's good. I'm just like, wow, and that was just like a big smile on my face. Entirely, that was. But that's what I mean. Like, it took 4 years to get to sort of that point where someone obviously is obviously giving you like a lot of praise to the point of, can I use this clip in a video and mention you? Like, it may have took that 4 years, but it's one of those things where always from the get-go, I mean, I don't think you ever think you're going to get to like a really big point, really. You never think you're going to be like this fucking, like, you know, this big fucking channel or streamer. But it's one of those ones where it's like, whatever you get is always going to be like a positive.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it's not zero, you're going to be happy.
Yeah.
I'll take one, my mother. Okay, fine. It's someone's watching.
I mean, I've been quite disheartened a few times on Twitch when I've had literally no one watching. But when you do get people watching, it's good, because, like, it's just fun.
It means you're not doing it for nothing. And obviously, sometimes you also get the case of, I noticed obviously when being on streams with you recently, obviously these people are chiming in with comments and saying stuff, and obviously when they're donating, shit's happening, i.e. the stream we did recently, the second Chain Together one we did, where someone decided to donate and blindfold you, and I spent an entire was it 10 minutes that blindfolded you for?
10 minutes, yeah.
I spent an entire 10 minutes while you're blindfolded trying to guide you through a game that requires teamwork. Like, that to me is like a sign, obviously, of how good it is when you actually have people there.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the first time we streamed the game, obviously you had people, you had someone obviously saying to us, "Oh, I'd recommend doing this instead. You'll get through it then," and it helped us. Like when you've got that audience watching and actually like chipping in and contributing, it does add, I think, a bit more to the content because obviously, it adds a bit more fun. It can be chaotic.
Yeah.
But you say when it's like the case of when you pop up and it's like there's no one there, it's a bit. Obviously, yeah, you might look back afterwards and like you have some people have viewed it afterwards, but at the same time, it's like I wish that happened during rather than after.
Oh yeah,
but it's still good. It's happened.
Back at my last video, my last stream I did, which was 3 days ago. I think I had around about 10 people watch like live, and now my VOD has now got 116. But yeah, you'll find like that it does build up after. It's pretty fun. Like, and depending on what game you play as well, like the statistics are just all over the place.
Yeah, because I've obviously sometimes it could be just based on what game you're playing. If it's popular right now, if it's just a game that's popular in general.
Yeah,
you're playing like a very obscure game. I feel like sometimes you can get the odd few people checking it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's this? But then at the same time, obviously it could also be the case of is that obscure that no one like is interested. But I say it's one of those ones where yes, it's cool to have them straight away watching, but obviously I say if it adds like views over time, then at the same time you can look at it and go, okay, that's good because then they might come back and check the next live one. So it's one of those ones where it's a pro and a con. Obviously that situation, it's pro that eventually, obviously it's pro that you've got a view, and it's also pro that they could eventually come back and check it out when you're live. But it's a con when you're live and you got no one there, and it's just like because I know Connor and I last year we did our first ever live podcast of this show. Obviously we just watched Saw X in cinema. We come back and jumped on live at that time because obviously that's when I was pretty much streaming live every Sunday. Obviously, it's got to the point now that I just obviously don't have the time a lot of times to do the live stuff. / I don't have the same time as Connor to do stuff. Obviously, he was my essentially streaming partner for this stuff.
Yeah,
so it's just a case of obviously our scheduling isn't the best at the same time anymore. So we kind of had to put a pin in that. So, but obviously, I remember when we did that, we went back and obviously I was always hoping to have at least someone watching, just so you know if they've seen it as well, we can have like this actual discussion of like, oh, what did you think of this and that? But we just never had it. I think it might have had like some views afterwards, but when it was live, it was just like 0 or 1, and it was just like it's one of those like deflating ones. But at the same time, when you're kind of doing it live, you kind of just sometimes you will blank out that aspect of it, and because you just focused on what's ahead of you, which in our case at that point was obviously reviewing a movie we just saw, and we just didn't want to forget what we just wanted to say, because it's you know it's like reviewing films and stuff. When you like wait too long, your brain just like destroys all the information in your mind. You're just like, fuck, what was that? What I was gonna say? I was gonna say something, but I can't remember what I was gonna say. But it's just someone that obviously when you do it straight away, your brain's just got everything. But yeah, it's just one of those ones where I feel like growing an audience, it's one of those ones where if you get recognised straight away, that's great. Like that's well done. But it's one of those ones where you're always probably going to take your time. It's always going to be one of those slow processes. And so I love when you see like these videos of like streamers online that don't really get many people checking out or something. And I remember seeing this one before. Like someone donated like a tenner or something stupid like that from. And this person's face just lit up, but to the point of they ran out the room. Like this is a grown ass adult ran out the room and told someone like, "Oh, someone just donated," and it's like that's how like much of a encouragement and a much more of a confidence boost it is when that happens to want to carry on doing it, or else you literally probably wouldn't carry on. Because as I say, if you're not getting much like people commenting, you're not getting many people appearing, it gets to the point where you just like, do I just stop? Which obviously, you can have that mindset of just stopping, or you can have the mindset of, you know what, I'm having fun, I'm going to carry on. If no one's watching, so be it. I'm still going to do this either way. Obviously, play this game or talk about this film or TV show. I'm still going to do that either way. I'm obviously just going to make a video out of it while I'm doing it. That's how I always see when because obviously, especially with gaming, like either way, you're probably going to play this game.
Yeah.
You're more likely going to check it out at some point. And it's just the case of...
Yeah, you might as well just record it.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well just sit down and record, commentate on it, and just do stuff like that. Because it's like, you know for a fact that at some point you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So you may as well just actually use that time. Yeah, okay, it's not the exact same feeling when playing it. Because obviously when you play it by yourself, obviously without recording, you can kind of chill enough to the point of you can just take your time. Whereas when you're obviously streaming or recording, obviously it's a different atmosphere because obviously you kind of you don't want to fully take your time because obviously you're just going to drag and and at the same time obviously you can't just like take this quick break like mid moments. Like if you play a horror game, something fucking freaks you out, but you play it obviously out recording, you can pause and go fucking hell, that's freaked me the fuck out. But recording, you're 10 minutes into a video or streaming, you're 20 minutes into a stream, you're not going to stop, you're going to carry on. You kind of have to like plow through the fear. You're just like,
and depending on like what you kind of do on your Twitch, like I used to have a thing called, what was it called? It was like Chaos Tricks, and people in my chat could donate bits to it and cheers, and they could scare the shit out of me. I think there's a clip of me literally screaming because of one.
I think I know which clip you're on about. I think I've seen that clip, yes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. Then again, you scream a lot of times, so it could be one of the many times you've screamed that I've seen.
When I'm playing a horror game, which very rare.
Particularly that first Phasmophobia one we did. Oh, back in 2020. This still feels weird saying like 4 years ago, that clip. That I remember that clip.
Like, just think, it's been 14 years since I met you.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, no, 15.
Fucking hell.
I know, right?
It doesn't feel like it's that long, does it?
It's more than half our lives.
Fucking hell. Is that positive or negative? You're hoping it's positive.
We'll see. But your audience on Twitch, it can make or break a stream. Like you can have loads of negative people, and it can just make you feel so shit.
Yeah.
But as you said, like you can have like you've got people talking, you've got people raiding in. Like I'm now part of an entire stream team from someone who's been kind enough to make a team to help other people. And because of that, I got the opportunity to do a charity stream, charity streams, which I think helped my confidence and helped my stream actually get more people watching. Because from that, I've now got someone who always pops in. And yeah, it's just so much more that you can do with Twitch streaming than YouTube, really. Because like I've got redeems, like I can just fuck off. I've got a soundboard now. I was going to press a button, but I don't think Tom would like that. But yeah, like it's just more of a community base compared to YouTube. Like all YouTube you get is like just a chat, and then super chats, and that's pretty much it, right?
It's because obviously the thing is obviously with Twitch, it's the case of obviously that is designed really for this massive community, because especially with it being live stream based heavily. Like, you got VODs, but they don't stay. I could be wrong here, but VODs after a while do disappear, don't they?
They do disappear, which is why I started dual streaming. So
you can at least
one. I don't have to download my video, then export it, then like edit it, then export it again, then upload it, and then waiting until about 2 a.m. in the morning to go to bed finally. After like uploading it.
So especially since you don't cut your streams down. You pretty much just essentially it's a
Yeah.
stream, an entire stream. You just re-upload.
Oh,
So
yeah.
whereas obviously when I used to do Twitch, I used to chop them down
Yeah.
into like
I
actual
mean,
episodes.
I could do that, but
It's the stage you have for dual stream.
yeah,
I get what you're saying. I say that's the thing. Obviously, Twitch is designed more heavily for the live stream part of it.
yeah.
So you got to think it kind of needs a lot more stuff to do with the community, to do with the audience, to obviously just to add to the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Because say with YouTube being more of, yes, there is live content to it. There is the shorts to it. Obviously, it's obviously, especially when it first started, obviously YouTube was more just the video side of it, just like
videos,
just like pre-uploaded videos. So it doesn't really require that level of stuff. All it really needs to do is, as you say, is allow the content. With the live streams and obviously normal videos, just chats and comments. That's all it is, really. Essentially, if you think about it, it's like Facebook and Instagram and all. It's the exact same thing, but of course you can have longer videos than you can on those platforms. It's just that it's just another form of social media. Whereas Twitch isn't really, to an extent. It is essentially, yes, another form of social media, but it's a different spin on it. Since it's more focused heavily on live content, rather than pre-existing content. Which is yes, you do have pre-existing content after your live stream. You have your VODs for a while. You can do clips out of your VODs, because you can do like little clips and stuff like that, or someone can clip a section for you. Yeah, you can have moments like that, but its main focus heavily is that live streaming part. And if that doesn't work, like it's then what's the point?
Exactly. Like for one, I struggle like doing like talking to myself. Like when you're talking to people on Twitch, like other people, it's a lot easier. Like when I'm recording with you, it's a lot easier to, and
absolutely.
it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Like if I was doing like a content by myself, like when I used to do my Pokemon uploads for YouTube, like
you used
itself.
To the Kirby one, didn't you, as well?
Kirby, Pokemon, Mario, Galaxy. I got to the point where it was burning me out a lot quicker than what Twitch was. So I stopped doing like anything altogether. Really, I didn't do YouTube, I didn't do Twitch.
So the main thing you did, you moved on. If you did stuff, it was with me TikTok. On this channel or TikTok.
Oh yeah, and that, yeah. But then my friend who I met through someone else who then got onto Twitch kept bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. Oh, when are you going to go live again on Twitch? And I'm thinking, I don't want to go live. I didn't have the motivation.
Yeah. Or enthusiasm.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, it's very community based, I think, on Twitch. Like, don't get me wrong, YouTube is community based as well, but I feel like Twitch has
connect a bit more.
Yeah, it's a lot more tight knit as well. Like, you don't see many YouTubers that go, make sure you check out my Discord or something like that, to see my new videos. Like, I've got my own Discord. I've got my bad quality bunch for my Twitch. Like, other people can join it. They can promote themselves when they're going live on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. But yeah, it's just making it more homely, I guess, is a way of saying it. Like, you get to make it how you want to make it. You don't get as restricted as with YouTube. Like, you have to cut down some stuff. Like, if I say I was gonna say a word, I'm like, nah, can't do it to Tom, because he'll have to beep it out.
The C word by any chance?
Yeah, that was the word.
I mean, you can get away with it now. I mean, I've seen plenty of fucking YouTube channels that literally just say it. Like, it's not really a restriction now. Yeah, it's more fun to beep it out because you're just like, what did they say? That's why it's more fun to beep it.
Like I say it on Twitch, I'm not as filtered as I would be if I was on YouTube, and my commentary is not as forced as well. Like, I mean, I'm having to really think right now to like talk, but I mean that's because it's a podcast, and
yeah, and you kind of need to.
I'd rather talk than go, yeah, no, yeah, like I normally do, especially when we're doing movie reviews and all that. And I've watched it, but I've not really paid attention. Like, this is something where I can actually give my utter focus to and like actual opinion, because like no, I don't think you don't go on TikTok at all, do you?
Not like as often as you.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden probably forces you on it, but you know, that's besides the point.
She's the one that got me back into uploading my content on there.
I didn't even notice you've uploaded content.
I haven't done anything for a while on there, but she's the one that obviously was like, "Oh, you should upload your clips to there." And I mean, if I get my phone real quick and go on my TikTok, I mean, and it worked in my favour. Obviously, when I first started re-uploading, I mean, some like some videos, you have the few.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just the same as any platform. You have your few that, you know, don't really go anywhere, but then you have the few that do take off. Like, for example, let's find like a recent one. I've got a recent one here from to tell me when it actually got uploaded.
Let me see if I'm actually following you on it.
I think you are, yes. It just it literally as I opened it came up. So I got one here from like 2013, the last year. It got 2 views, and that was from a game of Lethal Company, to be Connor.
Yeah.
But then I uploaded one. When did that? I think that was the 8th of May. I think that was from that game. Obviously, content warning. And I had almost like 2,000 views off it.
Yeah,
like
I think TikTok is very good, especially if it's the short form media side of it. It's like I've been getting around 200 views per.
Yeah, that's what's fair.
202. That's like my rough number is 200.
Like, a lot of mine were like that as well. Like when I was uploading, a lot of them are roughly, you know, you between 200 and 300, and then you had you random ones every now and again that may have not done very well, like, and you had the random ones that just like boom, straight off. Like I said,
I mean,
all my
few that are like under 100, like one of my recent ones where it's just a funny little clip of like the camera going onto a woman's ass. That's got 96. Yeah, but then me doing a knockoff cover of Hot to Go, 250 something. Yeah, and then like my random like Twitch video, just like pure TikTok video, not for Twitch or anything, like almost 1,000.
It's the problem with like algorithms that it just drags people in randomly. I say all these like content warning ones I was putting in, obviously that game, most were averaging around the 200 mark. It was just that one. To be fair, it probably was one of my favourite ones because I'm pretty sure it's the one where I got fucking scared to shit. Where I wandered off. That's obviously I'll explain this to everyone. I wandered off in the game. Connor and Hayden, I don't know where, because I think we got chased by something, and I fucking ran off. And I was like, I just carried on because I think I was the cameraman obviously in the game at that point, and I was recording, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Where is everyone? I'm there going, hello? And like, I can just hear like random sounds. I can hear Con like in the distance. I'm just like, where is everyone? I'm shitting myself. And I walk into this room. I was like, oh, dead end. And I turn around, and then someone comes in the door frame. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I'm panicking. And this weird like monster comes running at me, like horns on its face and everything. And I'm shitting my pants, like fully fucking screaming like a girl. And I managed to get past it, and I'm screaming for help. I run out the room. And they're not the exact same monster, but there's these other monsters. There's about 3 or 4 of them outside this room, like in different parts. And I'm fucking bricking myself, screaming my head off, fucking bolting as quick as I can. Thankfully, in the end, Connor managed to find me because I think they actually went up the stairs. I managed to find some stairs and get out. And thankfully, Connor came back down because he could hear me just fucking screaming as I'm running around this fucking building. And he comes back down, fucking saves my ass, and so just be careful, there's another monster up here. Thankfully, it was just like something you can run past without any problems. It wasn't scary, not like what I saw, and that one like did really fucking well. Whereas the other ones where Like not too much happened, but they're okay enough for averaging like 200.
Yeah.
But I'm at this point now. I'm just like, if I mention it to Hayden, like, oh, I'm thinking about uploading obviously some clips to TikTok again, she'd probably give me an encouragement saying, do it because it's useful, it's good.
Yeah,
you
do
get
it.
views.
Honestly,
we do have a few obviously stuff that we've done over the past like I've uploaded to YouTube as YouTube Shorts over the past like couple of months. Obviously some Human Fall Flats. I don't think of some other games we played recently. Chained Together. Obviously, I haven't got any clips from that yet, but I've put them into a folder. Like, get clips from these. You can definitely get some clips from these because there's some stupid ass shit goes down in these videos. I'm at this point where I'm just like, I can easily probably get a short or two out of these and upload them to say like TikTok and Instagram. That's what I tend to do. I tend to upload them to both at the same time.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I upload to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube with my shorts.
So I'm pretty certain my Instagram did upload to Facebook at one point, but it, for some reason just won't. I don't know why.
I don't have the balls to do it to Facebook.
I got my own like fucking. My channel's got its own like obviously page on there, so it's not actually on my Facebook feed where everyone who I know are gonna see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've got the balls for my mom to just phone me up and go,
it's not there.
What are you doing?
It's I'm like an actual like page I've created, but for some reason it was linked and it was like dual uploading my thumbnails to both platforms. When I uploaded from Instagram, it was uploading to Facebook. I was getting a few like little views here and there, but for some reason it just stopped. I don't know why. And I was looking into it, and it was just like confusing the hell out of me. And I was trying to fucking connect it properly again, and it was just trying to connect my normal Facebook account to my channel's Instagram account. I was like,
I'll have to introduce you to something that I've been using for my internship, which can help do that.
Oh, okay. As I say, it's just for some reason it just wasn't connected. And when I was trying to connect it, it was just trying to connect my normal account, and I was like, "What? I don't want to connect my normal account. I want to connect this account to this page." I know, obviously, my normal Instagram account. Obviously, my normal account is what's created this Facebook page, but I don't want to connect my normal Instagram account to this page. I want to connect my fucking Instagram account that is still technically linked to all my stuff to this, but it just fucking wasn't working. I got frustrated, pissed off, and just gave up. It's my usual what ends up happening. I usually just try to do something, get frustrated a bit, get pissed off, and say, "Ah, fuck this shit, I'm done."
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's just, I say, one of those things when obviously you're uploading to all these stuff, it does help to an extent to grow this audience, because you say you're getting viewers from other things that hopefully do come and check out the content, because they'll see the links to like obviously your Twitch or your YouTube channel, and they'll check it out, and that then slowly does help bring in some level of an audience. And I say it's just one of those, it's especially me and you, we're nobodies really, we're two small timers. So it is one of those things where it's just going to take time.
We're definitely not going to be able to live off of
it's one of those things where you're not unless you fucking just, the algorithm just was like, yeah, you know what, this guy's cool, and fucking shot you through the fucking roof, then that's different. But it's one of those things where obviously from my and your perspective, we're where we are at now, and if you look at where obviously if you got the same amount of momentum over the next, like, say 5 years, you're probably going to be, you might be a bit better, but you won't be like say like these big time obviously YouTubers or these big time Twitch streamers. So you're not going to be able to physically live off just doing that. So you're going to have some sort of other income to help deal with that. Yeah, whatever income you get from this, great, that's excellent. Yeah, it might be little, but you know, pocket change is still pocket change.
Definitely.
But you're still going to need some sort of level of sustainable income to keep you going. Like me, I've been in work for 7 years now, and it just drained the hell out of me. And obviously I do obviously what we're doing now, this podcast recordings, if I do anything live, that's my weekend stuff. My little weekend hobby, I like to call it. Which I tend to usually do Sunday afternoons, and my Mondays are pretty much just that.
I have claimed you on Mondays now. You're mine.
You pretty much claim me on most Mondays. Going forward. So that's one of the things. Obviously, it's just, especially it's great when you got someone, because you can have schedules and be like, okay, we can team up and do stuff on this day, recording wise. And it's like, that to me, I agree with. That's the more fun side. When I feel like if you've got a decent personality, you can go ahead and solo do stuff, because
Yeah.
you can work okay. But I do feel
It's a
like
shame that we both don't have a decent personality.
yeah,
We
and
bounce off each other.
yeah, we bounce really well of complaining at each other or just in
Yeah.
general fucking working well with each other. It's one of those things where they say it's better as the duo. I don't think it's not just like with me and you. Obviously, I've worked with obviously Hayden. I worked with Connor. I worked with James. I worked with all three in situations where it's either just two
Yeah.
of us or it's a group of us. And I always work better as this group because you say you can bounce off each other. Someone can do
Yeah.
something stupid and then you can react to that stupid thing. Like, what the hell did you just do? Like when James said a naughty word, thankfully he didn't say it fully. I'm in the corner building away, doing stuff. We literally were on about this on Saturday. We literally brought this up, me and him did on Saturday. I'm just there building stuff in the corner on Satisfactory, which was a really fun series that sadly got brought to a thump when obviously James went through his phase. Obviously the phase, the dreaded phase. Obviously, it's one of those things where I would love to go back to the game, but it's just trying to.
Well, you won't be able to get James back on it because he doesn't have his Epic Games account anymore.
Doesn't he?
No, he deleted it, deactivated it. He can't get onto it ever again.
Why is he delete an entire?
I don't know.
Was that during one of the phases?
Probably.
But I feel like why would you, especially since you probably brought games, be like fucking deactivating your Steam account like after all these games you put, how much money you put into it. That's just ridiculous.
I have no idea. It's James.
Yeah.
He does James stuff.
So the only person I'd be able to play is you.
You say that with such disgust. Oh, I have to be able to play with you.
Yeah, because it means I can't continue my series. I literally to be continued, and it's never going to be. Oh my god, I've turned into like a studio network. I've cliffhangered a series and never going back. I've cancelled it after one season.
God, it's trash.
God damn it! I've done what every network does. Oh, this is great. This was a great season. No, I'm not doing the second season.
Okay, we can reboot it.
Yes, we can because technically speaking,
it with new characters, new storyline.
Yeah, obviously, technically speaking, your character did get blasted off the planet and blew up. So technically speaking, we would need to reboot it if it was me and you. We killed you off, remember?
You killed me off. I can't believe it.
We killed you off. Then it turns out you were still in the game and you appeared and we're like, for fuck's sake. And then we killed you off again.
Murderers.
But yeah, so it would be something I would be interested in going back to. But as I say, like, I've just found that I've worked really well. I say, Satisfactory James was a really good back and forth for me and him. We had a lot of like fun moments. Say with that moment when he said something naughty or said the first few letters and realised that he was saying was like, oh, I should not be saying that. And I said, I'm minding my own business elsewhere in this factory and going, sorry, what was that? I didn't catch any of that. And he's like, yeah, it's a good thing you didn't. And then I watched it back on editing. I was like, oh, James, you naughty, naughty boy.
Naughty.
So obviously that, not just that, obviously that the moment when obviously we jokingly made like a random Christmas album and we was just singing random stuff to each other. Like that series for me was like a really good back and forth between me and him. Obviously, me and Connor, a lot of our live streams we've done, a lot of these like horror games. A lot of stuff we did early on, because a lot of stuff I did on the start of this channel was with Connor, Rocket League, Payday, Totally Reliable Delivery Simulator, all I did that was Connor, and I say, me and him have got very similar personalities, so we just fucking, you put us together, you're in for a good time.
Yeah.
Obviously with Hayden, obviously I've done plenty of Phasmophobias with her, I've done a few videos here and there. We did Ranch Simulator, which was a good laugh recently. We did like one stream on it, sadly, we've never got friends to do it anymore. But obviously, you know, I'm in a relationship with her, so of course I'm going to have some sort of level of connection in terms of being able to bounce off with comments. I mean, I get told off with some of my comments sometimes from her because I can't help myself. Like, you know, when like someone sets you up and you just can't help yourself, and like they get offended with what you say. Like, what did she say recently? She said something about being very airy, as in like there's obviously it's like, you know, loose fitting, so there's a bit more air.
Yeah.
But I don't know about airy. I think your ass is more hairy. And she just looked at me, and as soon as I said the word hairy, I was like, I'm sorry. I straight away, I knew I just fucking killed myself instantly. And she was just looking at me like, with that, you know, with that Hayden stare of, I'm going to kill you in a minute. It was as soon as, she goes, the worst thing about it is as soon as you said the word, you fucking straight away like, sorry. So that's what I mean by I get in trouble with her sometimes, just some of the stuff I say.
Yeah.
And so then me and you, obviously you, we've done Raft together, we've done Rocket League, we've done Human Fall Flat, we've done obviously podcasts together, we've done obviously there's reviews on the Dragon and
Some
Bear stuff
co-op
together.
games.
We do a lot of co-op games. It Takes Two, A Way Out.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun as a duo. We bounced off each other really well. There's a lot of stuff like
Mm.
moments where if you did it by yourself, you probably wouldn't have that moment.
Yeah.
I know It Takes Two is a 2-player game, so you know you can
And
play it by yourself. But obviously that moment in that what brings my mind to that is when you've got obviously you're pushing me in a car, and you push me in. I died because obviously it was like a ramp, so either way you sort of died.
Yeah.
And you ramped me off, and the strap died, and you're there laughing your head off, being all cheerful and everything, but like, oh, that's funny. And as you're doing that, the car respawns behind you and it starts driving, just runs you straight over. And like, that moment for me is like one of my favourite moments I've ever recorded, because it's one of those moments where I'm just like calm as a bitch, and I'm just like fucking in hysterics at what I've just done. Because obviously, I'm dead, you're laughing at me for dying, and you die instantly because of it.
You know, I can't remember that.
It's a YouTube short, you can find it on my YouTube. I'm pretty certain it's also on like.
I'm gonna have to go through your YouTube a lot.
Pretty certain it might be on my TikTok. I'm not too sure. If it's not, I might actually try and upload it to there.
Yeah,
because I feel like I could get a good few views because it's quite funny. I think it might be. Just don't quote me on it. But yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like that moment, and it's not just that moment. It's just loads of other moments, and I think it gets even better then when you add the more people onto it.
Yeah.
So like when we've done Gmod together as a group, we've done Rocket League together as a group. Like again,
Phasmophobia as a group.
The back and forth is hilarious. It's like with Gmod, it's just chaotic. It's Gmod.
Yeah.
Obviously with Phasmophobia, it's chaotic because it's scary.
Yeah.
Especially when we first did it. One of our first times on the game was together. It was like a Halloween special, wasn't it? But obviously Hayden didn't get hers out in time for Halloween, so technically speaking, it was like a November the 1st special.
I think you didn't get it out for Halloween.
I think pretty certain me and you both put it out on the 31st. It was Hayden for some reason. She never actually got it out in time, and I think it was either the 1st of November or like a few days after.
We needed to get it out at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, because it's meant to be the idea of, check the description because there's links to another channel's perspective of what's gone on. I'm pretty certain me and you, straight away, we got it out right in time, because I rarely miss my deadlines for getting stuff out, because I fucking get it out on time, but it's just Hayden. It's Hayden. So obviously she didn't get it out in time. I remember just like working with that and being like, it's like a November the 1st special or something like that instead of a Halloween special, which, added to the joke, because it was quite funny that, technically speaking, it was a Halloween special and she had to just like backtrack on that. But I remember that when these three perspectives. So we did it for Among Us as well. These three perspectives, and we had some really funny moments with them.
Yeah, because I remember like I didn't really edit mine. I literally just kind of put it in with a few edits in. Hayden was quite edited.
That's what I'm probably in the exact same position as you. Most of the time it's just ending, beginning, cut. There you go, done. That's your video.
With a possible few edits of like funny clips.
If you've seen something that's funny, you whack it in. Like I think with mine, I put like the heart rate monitor at one point when I died.
And when I died in Phasmophobia, I
zoomed heavily in onto your camera, going
Yeah, and multiple times.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like that's what obviously the good thing with the group thing as well, because it wasn't just obviously the entertainment factor of being together on the video. It was also the factor of we all had 3 different videos with a lot of different stuff going on, but it was all the same content. It was all just obviously just different perspectives, different points of views. So like your point of view with you dying, and then having to watch the entire like that. Like obviously you had that happening. I hope that come through on my OBS. If it didn't, I'll be very upset. Just me pointing, going silent. Especially on the podcast part of this, it was just like a silent, like few seconds. But obviously, you say that moment with you're screaming and all that, and you spent most of the video watching what was going on. Obviously, my perspective of me, just obviously eventually getting to that point of death. But obviously, I never witnessed what went on with you. I was most of the time I was just confused, like. Especially when they're complaining about the door, I'm just like, what's going on? I even have to like zoom in on my recording to point out the door and then put an arrow, being like, look at the door moving. Because this was like early days of me editing, so a lot of it was very dodgily edited. I mean, it's still dodgily edited.
I remember your original intro. Oh my god, that was something.
Which one? I've had a few intros over the years.
Do.
I mean, that's still.
Have I just did the current intro?
I think that's my current. You know about the rock intro? It's like. and then it's like the fucking drum beat and all that.
I mean, all of your intros. I'm not gonna lie, they're a bit. Yeah, they're not my bear running on screen.
Yeah, but at least with my new intro, it's actually generally something off Premiere. It's actually a fucking template, not just me just adding random effects to the screen to hope it goes through. I think you might be on about that fucking really heavy rock intro I used to have.
Probably.
There's like fucking like really heavily rock.
Yeah.
Like drum beat, guitar, and everything going. I think you're on about that one.
If you don't add clips of in this fucking podcast, like of what we've been talking about,
that's my excuse. That's my example of lazy editing. If that doesn't pop up.
No, I'm on about like all the clips, you know. So like what we were talking about earlier, like that clip of the car running me over, the me dying, you need to add all these clips.
That's what I think. I might, if I do, I might delay this episode into next week so I can actually have time to edit it.
Yeah,
and I might just like throw out something random this week just to cover this week's podcast. I'll have a think about it.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you don't see me eating a bear's ass.
You just get to imagine the thought of him eating a bear's ass.
Num 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 num.
But yeah, that's the thing. Obviously, stuff like that. As I said, then obviously you had Hayden's perspective, which was just like, well, James's perspective technically. James's video, just with like loads of obviously Hayden's crazy ass editing when it was like, technically speaking, that's probably her prelude to like meme wars.
Yeah, and I just remember, and then there's Chunky.
He's dead. That was the best part.
After I died.
That was the best part, I'm going to be honest.
It's the most memorable part.
Yeah, there's like some other moments that are okay. But it's just that one that just stands out the most. I feel like it's just because the Chunky joke, that's what makes it stand out the most. But yeah, so it's one of those ones where her editing obviously was just crazy and chaotic, and it obviously added to the video's content.
Yeah,
and that's what works sometimes. Obviously, being crazy with the editing, that can add to the entertainment factor. But obviously, my main focus is obviously the group dynamic. Obviously, I feel like, especially when you got I feel like if you've got the right group of people,
oh yeah, definitely,
you click so fucking well. It can be from just a duo to 3 people talking to 4.
Yeah,
like, just as long as you've got this sort of group, and you got the right people that do have the same a level of same sense of humor, a level of the same sort of mindset for stuff. You just click, and that helps your content, which could then help build your audience because they look at it and go, "Oh, these 2 are actually quite funny."
I was gonna say, like, we really went off topic.
I went back on topic. I dragged it back on topic.
You were dragging it back on.
That was just like the overarching was the audience building, but the building to the audience was the decent content you put in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I overarched it. So it was a long way around. It's me and you, for fuck's sake. We're all. I mean, it's not just me and you. It happens to all of us. You go so far off topic, but then I've done the smart thing here. I brought it back on topic with a quick comment of, well, this links to this. Whereas normally I fucking wouldn't. I'd forget about it and go, shit, we've gone so far off topic. But I mean, I've got it back.
Going back on kind of topic, it's like I've now got multiple groups that I can record with. Like I've got you, James, not Hayden, not Connor, because I don't really talk to them.
Hayden doesn't record often, to be fair, anymore. She's took a massive backseat in terms of content creating, which it's not like a James situation, but it's more of like a self-image situation.
I'm trying to get James back onto streaming, like even if it's like when I stream
and just sitting there talking.
Yeah. But yeah, like I can get James on Twitch sometimes. He's got a role at the moment, so it's like you either get him at the beginning or you don't get him at all. So it's James.
It's James. Yes, it's James.
He does James things.
It's James. He does James things.
But with you, like I like having schedules. So now I've kind of planned out my stream schedule now. Like I used to just stream whenever I wanted. Like I could just sit down. Like I always sit on my computer anyway. Like I don't really go anywhere else in my flat. I'm always on my computer. So it's basically just like it's just like a few extra things for me to do. Like I now do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if I want to stream another day, like this week, I streamed an extra. Like last week, sorry, I streamed an extra Thursday because I really got into the game I was playing.
Yeah.
I wanted to play more. So it's more your, it's just you stream whenever you want to. Like it's the same with YouTube.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I have to have some level of schedule.
Mm,
You don't have, we're in our position because we're like, very minuscule in terms of content
yeah,
creators. You don't technically have to have a schedule. Most times people just like throw stuff out. But I
mm,
think it's because I'm weird. But I've always pretty much had some level of a schedule to know what.
yeah,
Because obviously, since I pretty much upload daily, I like to keep track of what I've done, what I need to
mm,
do, and what I could be doing. So, like for example, uh, obviously I do Assassin's Creed solo videos. Obviously,
yeah.
pretty much
You do
every
the
Monday and every Wednesday and most Saturdays it goes out. Obviously, the only time Saturdays it don't is usually the last Saturday of the month, which is usually my WWE gameplay,
yeah,
which is obviously my FAW stuff. Obviously, that's usually the end of the Saturdays. But Mondays and Wednesdays, 100% of the time, are
hmm
usually Assassin's Creed. So I like to keep tabs of what I've got enough to cover. Like for example, now I'm up to like episode 26 on Assassin's Creed 4 in terms of obviously how I've cut them
yeah,
down. I've got 26 episodes. I've got them all uploaded. I've just got to put the thumbnails on some of them,
yeah.
and they're like covering me like for my schedule. I'm looking at it, it's like that's covering me all the way up till like near enough the
Mm,
back end of November. All I need is like 4 more videos to cover my November
that's
for that.
that's the good thing about book recording. Like, it's just something that you do. Like you can do one really good gaming session, and then that can cover you for like an entire month or a
Yeah,
month.
which is what I tend to do. And then obviously I usually end up using my mornings before I go to bed after work. That's usually my
Mm,
editing time. And then usually when I'm asleep, if I've got enough recorded and enough edited, when I'm
yeah,
asleep, that's usually when I just upload because I
yeah,
know I'm not going to be on my computer. I know no one's going to be on the internet. So I know for a fact that, like, I think might have been Thursday last week. I put onto my computer onto upload like 8 o'clock in the
mm,
morning, and by the time I woke up, I'd pretty much got like fucking like 12 videos uploaded.
yeah.
That can be ranging
Whereas,
from full videos to shorts.
yeah, it's like whereas me, I because I'm doing dual streaming now. Like, I can just do one big streaming session, and then that's uploaded straight away to YouTube, straight away to Twitch. I then have the opportunity to go through that entire like stream, see like if I like any of the content, then clip it, then upload it to Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and then go from there. See what I like and what I don't like.
And so it's one of those things where obviously you don't need a schedule, but I personally prefer a schedule.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing is most of my life I just have some level of schedule. I mean, what I eat, I have some level of schedule of I'm eating this day, I'm eating this day, and I'm on that schedule on a consistent basis.
OCD much?
Yes. Like I'm just weird like that. I like to keep tabs on stuff. Essentially, I like to keep
Yeah.
like I will go off track sometimes. Obviously, I say
Mm,
sometimes I might say I'm eating this day, but then next week when I usually do, I go actually no, I'm going to
mm,
this instead. I'm going to change this. I'm going to swap it.
yeah.
Same with YouTube. For example, we did Chain together. We've done 2 streams on it. Obviously, we're going to be sitting down for our 3rd stream today on it.
And hopefully
Um,
complete
and
it.
hopefully complete it within the first area so we can just chill on some other stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
Obviously, out of that so far, I've made 5 videos.
Yeah.
That's from just the first stream we did. I got 5 videos out of it. 5 ranging from 20 minutes to half-hour videos.
Mm,
Obviously, I've still got to edit down the second stream, which I'm hoping to get about the same amount out of. Because obviously, I've been
yeah.
doing a bit more edits of like getting rid of some of
I
the
think
failed attempts.
you might get one video less because we did cut it a tiny bit short.
Not necessarily.
Uh,
I think it's still a longer stream than the first one.
no, it's about the same. Like we
Yeah, but
started one.
if you remember, with the first one though, we did stop for a segment for like almost half hour.
Yeah, because I did draw,
Yeah,
didn't I?
you did draw. Um, So you technically did. I did cut it.
Yeah.
Before you went to draw, and I brought the video back. The next episode started after you'd finished drawing.
Yeah.
So obviously it did cut. So technically speaking, I'm guessing maybe at a push I might get one more. But I need to sit down because I need to cut the episode into half-hour segments and then work from there. That's what I've been doing. I've been cutting it down like half hour and then trimming down that half hour into a reasonable length for me. And obviously, like that, I got the first 4 out, but because I'm doing some spooky stuff with Connor this week, so obviously we've got a day out went out, and Lethal Company. So by the time this podcast goes out, they'll be out on YouTube because that's like Monday till Thursday. So up to Halloween was just like these 4 spooky videos. Obviously, instead of putting out episode 5 of Chained Together when I was originally going to put it out, which was going to be the start of this week, I've delayed that till next week. And obviously, all the Chained Together ones, which I'm then going to edit from the second stream, will be going out pretty much across November until we did the one today, which will then finish off my November. But that's what I mean by changing stuff, because originally that was October release, but then I've changed it to November because I'm looking at my schedule. I'm like, no, okay, I can pull that out and put these in instead. I did the same with my FEW. Obviously, recently, my big end of the month event, that was supposed to be Saturday, because I always release on Saturdays. But I changed to Sunday, but I fucking fucked up, didn't I, in the process? Because I forgot to change my short releases. Because obviously, because of what I've been doing now, you tend to release a short and a video in the same day most of the time. Unless I've got no video, then I might put out 2 shorts. Like one in the morning, one in the evening. So obviously, Saturday was a short in the morning, meant to be video in the evening. Sunday is meant to be a short in the morning, short in the evening. Problem is, obviously, because I put the video on the Sunday, I forgot to move the one short to the Saturday. So I had the video and the short go out at the exact same fucking time. And I was like,
naughty.
I was like, whoopsie daisy. I mean, the short at the time I put it out got more views than the actual video did.
That's the thing though, because people will go and watch shorts a lot more.
Because you're scrolling through, like,
you're like just scrolling and like,
what's this?
That's it.
And that's where it's a good place to sort of start an audience grow. Is you look at, you can have all these other content, but try and get some shorts from said content. That's where you can get some level of an audience, because some person scrolling through sees this video, that's quite funny, I'll check out the actual video. There you go. You got someone viewing the video because they viewed the short. That's the same thing when you're looking at when you're uploading the clips to, say, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's a good way as, again, growing that audience, because those people watching there might go, oh, well, I'll check that out, and then go to the actual channel or stream and go from there. So that's the good thing. That's the thing when, obviously, if you're in our position where we're, as a small timers, using these other platforms to help grow this level of audience on the platform that you're aiming at is a good thing. I mean, if you get a massive audience on one of these platforms instead, well, fair enough, you got an audience there. But if you can get them to then go onto the one that you're aiming for, in your case Twitch, in my case YouTube, that's even better. I mean, yes, you still got your audience on somewhere else, but you want to try and get them as much as you can on this one platform, the one that you can technically fully control a bit more with your monetization and shit like that.
Sorry, I was just looking to see like how my videos have been doing on YouTube itself. So one of my streams that I did, which I used to re-upload, was a Genshin video. That has 277 views. That's my most popular one. My most popular short. Like loads of my shorts are like, above.
I say shorts. A lot of my shorts tend to do better than the actual video. So I do get the occasional video that is like really good. But most of my shorts are the ones that tend to draw people in.
Yeah, because I've been getting like some of them. Like, I didn't even realize about my likes and that. Apparently, one of them's got a dislike on it.
Yeah, you always get that.
No, I just noticed. But yeah,
you counter that by making another account and liking it with that account, and then it balances it out. So you're like, oh look, I got one dislike, but I got a like. That's totally not me.
I've been getting like 500 on shorts. I'm gonna have to go through these to see what the fuck's going on. Why are people disliking my videos?
Yeah, it's just jerks. That's why.
And then like my streams on YouTube, they're not doing as good. Like my most popular one is my Another Crab's Treasure, which is 113, and then after that it goes straight down to 30. So
it's one of those things where I feel like in that position there, because obviously being a
yeah,
stream and being such a long video, that's going to be a downfall straight away on
absolutely.
YouTube specifically. Yes, I feel like you may get a decent viewership if you've got a decent audience already, but if you haven't, if it's like a new person obviously coming and checking it out, they're going to see this video as like, I don't know, 3-4 hours long. It's like,
Oh, definitely.
can I be asked to sit through that 3-4 hour video? Whereas you come along and see a video that's like 20 minutes, like, I've got 20 minutes to spare. Or at least, 10 minutes, it depends on how long I can be asked to watch it, if it's decent content. Whereas you say with something like Twitch, you're always going in for these long-ass videos. You're always going in for a live stream, which could vary from, I don't know, you could get someone who's unlucky at only just half hour if they've got like half hour to spare, or they could be fucking streaming for like 24 hours. Like that sort of, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where with Twitch, people are already expecting this level of length of video, as YouTube,
Yeah.
as you said, the shorter they are, the better they seem to be doing. Unless you've got, as I say, some level of audience that want to check out these massive long videos, then it just is that.
Sorry, I'm going down the rabbit hole of like looking at my like to dislike ratios now.
But I say, it's just one of those things where I say growing an audience
Oh,
is just going to take. It's one of those things that takes time, and I say you need to. Your best bet is like investing in other platforms to then bring it
definitely.
in. As your TikToks, your Instagrams, your Facebooks. Obviously, if you're just on YouTube, your Twitches. If you're just on Twitch, then your YouTube. All that sort of stuff is always good to bring people in from. As I say, can be just from videos or just posts, like screenshots or as I say thumbnails or something related to said video, just to let people know I've made this. Come check it out. It's like I always upload my thumbnails to Instagram, like to be like, okay, this video is now live. So it's just one of those things where using these other platforms are always your best bet if you want to expand an audience even further than what you already have. I mean, how many Twitch, what is it, subscribers or followers on Twitch? I think it's followers.
So I have 357 followers and 4 subscribers to my Twitch. So subscribers are like what you would say as channel members.
Yeah.
Whereas on my YouTube, I think I have. Let's have a look at the dashboard. I think I've got 56 subscribers on YouTube. So I would say it's weird because I'm also I'm currently starting a new Twitch channel to grow that, which isn't for me, but and it's difficult. It's difficult to regrow a Twitch channel if you haven't got a community for it. Like, I kind of like backboned from other people's communities to like get the viewership I get now. And I've now got friends who will watch everything I do on Twitch. Even if they're not talking on it, Twitch is built by, like, we call them lurkers, like, who will just have your stream on, count as a viewer, and will just sit there for your entire stream. Like, they might not talk, but they count as a viewer, which is lovely. Like, lurkers are welcome on pretty much everyone's Twitch streams.
It just sounds a bad word, lurkers. It sounds like they're creeping on you, like, oh, this guy,
oh yeah, I like him.
It's one of those things that's good, but it's just the name they've been given just sounds bad.
I don't know where the word lurkers come from for Twitch.
Because technically speaking, I mean, they are technically speaking lurking. They're lurking in the video. And yeah, I understand where it's coming from, but I feel like they could have probably chosen a better word than lurkers. It sounds like they're fucking waiting in a bush and they're fucking ready to jump out with a fucking trench coat on.
Yeah, like so I've got friends like that now who'll do that. And also joining a Twitch stream team has also helped grow. So I mean, there's loads of things that can help you grow on Twitch. It just depends on if you look for it and the effort you put into it.
That's what it's always. It's always the effort.
Yeah.
Like if
If you don't put the effort in, then you're not going to get far.
unless you get lucky.
Yeah, unless you're like the, you know.
To say one thing stupid and get like a fucking
yeah.
Get noticed by everyone.
Yeah, and then you end up with what is it? A Hoctor podcast.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I was going to say she's got her own podcast.
I mean,
now,
who doesn't have a podcast these days?
I think it sounds stupid, but I think it's stupid that they've got their own podcast
because of just that one moment.
Yeah, it seems really like
building yourself off this one thing.
Yeah, and it's probably not even going to be like that. But I mean, that's the kind of world we live in now.
You can get lucky.
You can blow up from one moment, and then that one moment will define how your career goes with social media. Like, she wasn't even looking for like that kind of she wasn't looking for social media. It's just the way that it's the cookie crumbles, really.
Yeah. You can either get super fucking lucky and get that, or as you say, you try and work and build yourself up.
And you can we can go for it for 10 years, 20 years, and we might not grow. But it's the way it is. Like, doing it for fun.
That's it's one of those things where it's just, you're doing it on the side. You're doing it for a bit of fun.
If you don't do it for fun, then what are you doing it for? Because I know someone, they said to me that it was stupid. Like, I don't agree with how they looked at it. They saw it as a way of making like a business, like a shop they were running. Their content being the thing that they're selling. I don't think of it like that. I don't look at it like I'm selling my content for you to watch. The viewers being the cash, or that. To me, that's not the correct way of looking at YouTube or Twitch. The best way to look at it is for it to be. It's just fun. If you don't have fun, then what's the point?
Yeah, it's like anything really. If you're not having fun doing something, what's the fucking point? Yeah. Obviously, you can't have that excuse sometimes in an actual job, because you're kind of in a point of, especially in this economy, you kind of have to suck it up sometimes.
Yeah, or you can just be like me, who has been out of a job since February and is currently bored stiff, so you just stream to keep your mind active.
So it's one of those things where it's like, you kind of need to have fun. I mean, as I say, I've been working for 7 years now. Boring as hell, repetitive as hell, but I try and find ways to spice it up, i.e. dicking around. I mean, not you'd fit right in it. Generally, it's probably the most gay shift you'd ever be a part of.
I know, that's why I've been trying to get you to let me know when
it's literally a bunch of straight guys, but it's the most gayest shift you're ever gonna fucking walk in on.
That's why I want to work with you. I think I'd fit in so well.
If they had their own YouTube channel of uploading content of what they see from the CCTV cameras, that'd
be nice.
We'd either get the views, but we'd more like get the sack, because it's just like some of the stuff we fucking do is just ridiculous. I mean,
or you'd probably end up on
all that. Yeah, I mean, the amount of fucking poles I've picked up and wedged up someone's ass. Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where you always have to try and find some way of having fun with a situation.
Yeah, if you don't have fun, with anything, you'll just burn yourself out.
Exactly.
Like, I've burnt myself out on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, everything, because I used to upload daily. I used to stream daily. And with TikTok as well, I used to upload daily, and it used to burn me out. I'm someone who can burn out so quickly.
And so that's probably the one good thing with me, the fact that I bulk record. Like, I do it like a day, and most of the rest of the time it's just editing. It's just sitting there, just editing something, which is not too much hassle. I feel that's what probably helps me a bit more.
I got really bored with editing, so that's why I just
thing is, a lot of times my head things are always the exact same, so it's just one of those ones where I'm just used to it, just done. There you go. It's simple. Simple, effective, done. So it's not really something that I just like.
Yeah.
The main wait for me is either the exporting part, where you're just sitting there for ages for it to export if it's a big
Yep.
video, or the uploading part. That's the other thing that does me in. But you just fucking do it when you're asleep. That's what I always do.
Yeah.
But that's probably one good thing about me is me bulk recording. Kind of takes that burden, because then I've got like another week before I'm having to record again, or like maybe even 2 weeks, depending on obviously how much I've got already going.
Yeah.
So that's probably the one good thing about me. It hasn't really burnt me out too much, and I'm always picking stuff that I enjoy to an extent. Obviously, as I say, I'm currently doing bashing through like all the Assassin's Creed games. Like, it's given me the excuse to sit back through them again. But that's the one good thing I love to say about content creating. It's given me the excuse to sit back through stuff to play again that I've enjoyed. As I say, I'm playing for Assassin's Creed. I've done Telltale games before. I've sat back through The Last of Us, God of War. I've sat back through stuff that I really enjoy playing. And I might not actually have sat back there and then played them unless I'm recording, because that's then forcing me to say, okay, I need to actually finish it. Like, I tried to sit back through Ghost of Tsushima recently, and I only played the start of it, and it's like one of my favourite games out there. It's fucking like top 10 games easily, top 5 easily. But sitting down to play it out of recording, after a while, I just kind of got bored. Like, I didn't get bored, I just like never found the time to sit down and play it. But when I'm recording Assassin's Creed, I'm always making sure I'm sitting down and playing it so I can have the content going out. And I'm having fun with it, because I'm finding like flaws with like glitches and just stuff I've never found before. Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's definitely probably helped me bulk recording a lot. Whereas I get what you're saying, when you do something daily, you do it daily, after a while, if you're doing the exact same thing, it does kind of get a bit stale. It burns you out a bit. So you just have to try and find ways to spice it up or change the game to allow yourself to wind down a bit.
Yeah. Which is why I don't really do series on Twitch, apart from now. If I find something that like really gets me,
you can keep going and going and going. Yeah. But if it's like something that's normal, you can just one shot it.
Yeah.
Or
like,
not necessarily one shot. You just like sync like a quick playthrough of it and be like, yeah, it is what it is.
like I can play Genshin Impact on stream like daily, because I play that game daily. But like with like the Souls game I played, I got really irritated at it because I kept dying. And I'm not very much of a Souls game like person. I just really shit. Sorry,
bad as me.
I just
You're bad as me. Fucking whacking the mic.
It's because of how I've got it. Like, if I don't have it here, and I have it where I normally have it, like up here, I don't sound as clear on my microphone. But that's something I've learned from, like, going back, listening to myself and all that through my other content. But yeah, like I played a Souls game. Like, it's not like a proper Souls game. Like, it is a proper Souls game, but like it doesn't look like one.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad at them. Like, and I can't get past the one boss, so I don't play it anymore.
But yeah, it's one of those things where growing an audience, it's time. It does take its time, and you can't, as you're doing it, you best say if you're someone who's not in for the long run, then it's not for you. It's definitely not going to be something for you. But if you're someone who you don't mind it, obviously the time it takes, and obviously you can have fun while it's taking that time.
I think it depends on the platform you go for. So, like, if you don't mind doing the time and effort of like editing, exporting, and that, and uploading, then YouTube. But if you're like me and you can do like bursts of gameplay, like
you can do like a 3 hour. I could do like a 3 hour game like 3 times a week, 3 hours, so 9 hours a week.
Yeah, then Twitch is definitely your go-to. I think that's the main thing. But if you want to do like short content, then TikTok and short, some YouTube reels, Instagram reels, and all that. It just, everything's got
pros and cons.
They're on the audience.
Yeah, and they've got their own, as a certain selective audience that if you're going to aim for certain things, you aim for that platform.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then you can kind of just lobby between all of them. Like, you can see how well they can sort of build up at the same time, sort of thing. Like, it's just one of those things where you kind of just have to, you either you focus on everything, or you try and focus on one thing and try and help that one thing get bigger. So like I say, with me when I did YouTube Live, I did that because I thought, okay, I could switch to Twitch, but if I'm trying to build up my channel, I want to fully focus on my channel, trying to build it up. So that's why I sort of stuck with YouTube Live to try and help build this YouTube up for me. Which I mean, at the moment I'm at like 588 subscribers, something like that, over 4 years, which ain't too bad. That's a pat on the back for me.
Yeah,
like half 1,000. You know, it's nothing like fucking. It's not massive numbers.
You're not Markiplier or PewDiePie.
So it's not like these fucking like millions and billions and fucking trillions of fucking numbers.
But I mean, that's 500 people watching you, or like
at some point I've gone, yeah.
I like this guy.
They might not come back constantly, but you know, it's still like a. That's not too bad. That's all right. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's the same with me. Like 300, like some people like who went. I like it.
I might check back every now and again.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. I say it's just it is time consuming, but if you're willing to put the effort in, and you're willing to have a lot of fun along the way, then it's always worth going for it. And if you're if you're like me and you got some time to spare here and there, then you fucking go for it. I say we started during COVID because we had it's COVID. Obviously, I think. Obviously, I was still working at the time, but I still had a bit of time to spare over my weekends. Which is what
same as me.
Yeah, obviously, and I was over the years. I've still adapted to that weekends being when I'm doing some obviously content for YouTube. Yeah, I might not do it every weekend, but that's the perk of me bulk recording. I can actually say skip a weekend and do the next. Like this weekend just gone, I didn't really do anything. This day here is my first day of sitting down and actually doing anything. Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, I didn't do anything. I just chilled, played games, had some fun. But yeah, so obviously, I was able to just do other things. To an extent, have fun. Apart from that, like little 5% of the time, with that one little moment. Rest of the time, fun. I say another 5% because I watched the football and I got really pissed off of it. So 90% of the time, I had free time on the weekend when I was having fun.
Yeah,
there's just that 10% of the time that I wasn't. But that's what I mean. So obviously that's the perk of me bulk recording. Obviously also the perk of you with a scheduling of Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, Fridays. Sorry. So you then got your Tuesdays, your
my Thursdays.
You've got your Saturdays, Sundays when you can just chill. You can do whatever you want. If you wanted to stream or do anything again, there you go. You got it. That's the same with me. Sometimes I might go, you know what, fuck it. I've got enough recorded, but I'm into something right now. I'm going to go and sit down with that. That's what I did with Assassin's Creed. I recorded a lot more because I was really into it. And I was like, it's my favourite game. So I'm going to play it like another hour of recording here.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to do it this morning, but I kind of ran out of time. So I just didn't bother in the end.
Yeah, it's why I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Atlas. Like it's a Pokemon game, so I'm going to like it. But for some reason, it's just really got its claws into me. And it's like, play me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if it doesn't burn you out, just keep going for it. It's one of those things, say, if you're willing to put in the effort, then, you know, just go for it. And say, we're at this point, we are, attempting to put in some level of effort to actually at least grow a fan base and an audience and get people acknowledging your content.
Oh, definitely.
But if you're expecting like you're in there you go, you're big straight away, then
you're in the wrong place.
You are in the wrong place straight away. You should never have that level of mindset. You should always have the mindset of, I might get there, I might not.
Yeah. Like I panic when I've got like 40 people watching me. So I dread to be like a big big Twitch streamer with like 1,000 plus people watching. I'd be fucking bricking it. Like shitting myself, like ooh.
I say it's just how it is. It's just one of those things. But yeah, I feel like we've put ourselves out on this topic, so to speak. But
talking about burnout.
But yeah, obviously, give us your thoughts on trying to grow an audience. If you're like in a situation where you're trying to make content, what you found helps with this growing an audience and what helps with like just content creations. Obviously, give your thoughts on that in the comments below.
And which platform do you prefer? Do you prefer Twitch, TikTok, Kick, I think it is now, and all that kind of stuff? YouTube as well. What do you prefer? And which have you tried divers to see if they would fit you more?
So there's a lot of things you can talk about in the comments below regarding this topic.
Yeah.
I know in our last one we did about the Arrowverse, we did have someone have a comment regarding something we said in the video, which is interesting.
Read that.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. So yes, obviously you can check out Mr. Bad Quality Bear on Twitch and YouTube. Obviously the link is always in the description below. Obviously you can check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, etc, etc, etc. Like, it's on fucking most platforms. It's a podcast. It is. And obviously you can check out the actual video on YouTube, where if I remember, I will do the edits he's asked. If I don't, then lazy editing. All right.
Oh,
beat me up. Got ya.
Yeah.
If you beat me up, I'm using you eating that bear's ass as the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail right there. But yeah, so yeah, obviously you can check out, obviously I say all this stuff on YouTube and Twitch. You can check out all the stuff I do on YouTube. I say I'm debating about getting back into Twitch streaming. I might just stick with YouTube Live. Or
get into YouTube Live. Like, you can be the YouTube and I'll be the Twitch.
I say it's just one of those things where I might try and I would say I might try and dual stream like you do, but my internet's shoddy as it is, so I feel like I can do one or none. It's as simple as that.
I mean, I'm on like the essential internet. Like,
you're by yourself.
I mean, yeah, true.
I've got multiple people in the house, so
unless someone is like bumming off my internet and I don't know about it.
Maybe, you never know. James secretly hiding in under your bed.
One of my closets.
Yeah.
Multiple.
But yeah, obviously don't forget to check out all the other episodes of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'll if I remember to edit, then this episode will be for next week, and I'll try and put some edit this week. If not, then this will be this week's episode. But we'll see. I say there'll probably be a bit more of you and me on the podcast going forward because of having these more Mondays available for us. So obviously
another manic Monday.
There'll be a few more of these, obviously, along with just like the single solo podcast I do. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. So we do hope you've enjoyed this discussion we've had, this very topical based discussion.
I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day.
Yeah, we do hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And well, I'll see you on the next video.